to the final match of the night for EGFC Week 7 Season 2. We've got Ritter University's Nifty Bean coming in up against Quinnipiac University's Riley in just a few moments here. And thanks to everyone who has been here sticking with us. It is 10:30 p.m. where I live right now. I have been here for a while, and it's just a pleasure being able to bring all you guys these games. If you're loving it, I want to see some hearts in the chat, okay?
Yeah, and still not done because this one should be good. Quinnipiac, one of those teams that's inside the top 10 of this league. You know, they had a rough showing last season, but this season they've really come back and they've been strong. We saw them have a fantastic overtime win against Canisius a couple of weeks ago in a very close set. And ever since then, they've been trying to ride that momentum. And Ryder, on the other hand, is this college that's kind of been on the rise as of late. You know, they've had their struggles here and there against some of these higher ranked teams, but this is a game that they feel is winnable.
Yeah, and right out the gate, we have Nifty being on the Kirby going up against Riley on the Mario. A very interesting matchup. Both of these characters are what I call boxers, right? They both like to play that mid-range fight. Neither of them have any disjoints. They both use their fists. They both go in. They've got stubby little arms, but they have great combo potential. They have decent kill power, and their main problem is actually finding those openings to make it happen for themselves.
Yeah, you're absolutely right too. And both of them, in terms of kill power, I feel like Mario has a little bit of an advantage because a lot of his moves could just come out faster. But ooh, the spike nearly landing for Nifty B.
Yeah, very, very close. But 101% on this Kirby already. Kirby, definitely a low-tier character. Mario sitting more solidly at the bottom of high tier, maybe the top of mid-tier. There's a little bit of a ability difference between the two, but that being said, this is one of Kirby's better matchups. He can really go toe-to-toe with what Mario is capable of doing, albeit a little worse. And if the player skill shines through, Nifty Bean can certainly make it happen. That being said, Nifty Bean is off to an early deficit, as we saw that early kill from Riley, but a quick response means only 20% is the extra credit. And all things considered, it's pretty much even, and even a little combo gives Nifty Bean the lead.
Yeah, Nifty Bean really finding the callouts with these up smashes, especially to secure that first stock. And now we're back into that boxing match that you talked about earlier, where it feels like both of them just kind of have to be in each other's face the entire way through.
A great little up tilt gives a advantage to Riley on the Mario, but no conversion comes out of it. 85 to 89 is the scoreline now. Both characters getting close to kill percent. There it is. A great forward smash read. Catches Nifty Bean's movement. Really hits him out of the air. And now it's going to be on Nifty Bean to find the conversion. Make something happen for himself. Has to happen pretty soon before Riley has any chance to build any extra credit, or else this matchup can start snowballing.
And Nifty is respecting Riley a lot, especially off stage. I feel like that's where Kirby would kind of thrive in this matchup, but instead he's just kind of respecting it and saying, okay, I will control stage, you get to grab the ledge this time.
Yeah, the problem is Kirby's off-stage game isn't that great. It's a pretty common misconception, you know, because Kirby has so many jumps, but Kirby's air mobility is not up there. Their aerials are not the greatest, and especially against somebody like Mario, who has such high priority on that up B, it makes it really hard to go out there and contest it.
Yeah. The other thing, too, is the spacing of it. If you are Kirby with all those jumps, you can properly space that move in the first place, but the jab at that high of a percent will even up the stock count.
Well, you know the stock count, but the percent count is so disastrous for Nifty Bean right now. 90% places Nifty Bean inside of Riley's kill range by a pretty solid margin, given how light Kirby is. But some nice combos, some nice conversions bring this percent a little bit closer to Nifty Bean's favor.
Back into neutral here. Ooh, now edge guard situation. Riley overextends and Nifty Bean can't punish for it.
Good dash attack. That's some solid percent, but a forward smash from Riley. It's just a move you can let rip in this matchup. There's not really any great tools from Nifty Bean to punish it. It gets value twice that game, and it's going to be Riley completing the one stock victory in game 1.
And you brought it up, in this type of boxing matches, is that spacing between these two characters is going to be massive. And it felt like after that first stock was taken, Nifty Bean was kind of able to weave around Riley's shield a lot more. But it didn't matter because Kirby's just so light that one strong hit from Riley was all it took.
Yeah, it's such a good tool. Normally, it's a pretty punishable move. It's not laggy, but it's committal, and if your opponent reads it, they can get over you. But with how immobile and disjointless Kirby is, it's actually surprisingly hard for Kirby to punish that Mario forward smash in this matchup, which makes it a really nice tool to just sort of throw out whenever you see Kirby whiff something, and you hope it hits.
Yeah, and it seemed very back and forth there for a moment, but as you can kind of tell, like, Kirby being such a light character, I feel like was very prevalent in that matchup. I think back to the first stock, when he throws out that dash attack on shield, you kind of knew, okay, he's going to die for this because he's at such a high percent by the ledge.
Yeah, absolutely. Kirby's weight really coming back to bite him there. It was just, like, I think the first F smash might not have killed if Kirby was a little bit lighter, or a little bit heavier. It really is rough being Kirby. There's just so few things going in that character's favor, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I would really like to see, I know we already talked about this a little bit, but I would like to see Kirby kind of challenge Mario off stage more. That down air can spike, and I know it's very difficult to time and properly space, but in this type of matchup, that's something that you can really take advantage of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really, really strong, but it's something you have to be careful about going for. It can be punishable, but it's hard. It's hard.
Oh, that was the other thing I remember too. I don't remember if this Kirby did this or if a different Kirby, but there was a Kirby in this league that was very good at using down air in neutral to because if you land the down air in neutral, you can convert it into either F tilt or F smash depending on the percentage. So that might be a tool that you might see Nifty Bean throw out in this set.
I mean, it's probably Nifty Bean because I think Nifty Bean is the only Kirby, but we did not see it that first game. It's a little hard to land on Mario, who is a smaller character, less vulnerable to getting clipped by that hitbox from the down air, but we definitely could see it come into play. Now we're going to Smashville for game 2, and already out the gate, it's a solid early 28% combo for Riley with no immediate answer from him.
Yeah, and it's also very scary for Kirby to kind of go into Mario because Mario has so many good, out of shield options, things like grab, nair. I mean, up smash is a kill move, so especially at high percents, it's so scary to go into this character. But that's the type of character Kirby is. He has to go into the face of his opponent.
Absolutely, but a dunk comes out from Riley. Only 41% to Riley's name means it's going to be a huge lead potential for them in this match. Something big would have to happen for Nifty Bean to even things up, but Kirby doesn't have that same gimp power off of an aerial that Mario does, so it's going to be hard to even up. But Nifty Bean doing their best, really playing clean after getting dunked there.
Riley's really starting to feel himself now. He's starting to space out. Kirby's drift in the air, and you can see these forward airs. He's starting to hone in on them.
Yeah, really, really going for it. 74% already built up onto Nifty being Riley, maybe losing their stock soon, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen yet. No more jumps for this Kirby, and the spike still recovered by Riley. Even percent, but a full stock lead means it's looking very dire for Nifty being on this Kirby. Dash Attack does even things up a little bit, though.
Yeah, I was going to say that dash attack would kill at this percent, but he hadn't really thrown it out all game, and it's something that you have to be very careful with. Dash attack, another very committal move for
Absolutely.
Kirby.
But a great forward smash brings the full stock lead back to Riley. 2-1 as a down throw goes into jabs and a 31% combo for Riley. Oh my
What a catch!
Oh! Two
It's
dunks
me
in
the
one
forward
game.
air.
Oh, the funny aerial gets 2 stocks. It claims another victim. And now that's 4 more points going in the favor of Quinnipiac University. 5-0 will be the start for Riley over Nifty Bean. And Quinnipiac is feeling pretty good about themselves.
I mean, this was just adaptation from Riley, right? Nifty Bean kept it close in the first set, but Riley, as game 2 went on, felt like he was landing more and more hits, getting more and more conversions, and it really started to rack up towards the end. Nifty Bean getting that, first stock was good, but unable to take a second here gives so much momentum to Quinnipiac.
Absolutely. It's just, when you're up 5 points out the gate, there's so much pressure relieved. Like, you could literally lose a double 1 stock and your team would still be winning. You feel so much better going forward, and we'll have to see if the representatives for Ritter and the representative for Quinnipiac are able to have another game. If the Quinnipiac player can keep this lead going, or if Ritter can make a comeback in just a few moments as we get the players into the arena. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Game 2 between Rider University and Quinnipiac University. We have 920 going up against Mr. Purple. It's Quinnipiac University out to an early 5-point lead, but that is by no means insurmountable. We have 9 920 on Snake going up against Mr. Purple on the Nest in what is going to be a very methodical matchup.
Yeah, this feels like it's going to be a very time-consuming matchup. Both of these characters like to space out, use their projectiles to their advantage, and I mean, edge guarding is also going to be very projectile-based.
Yeah, very interesting. That being said, both these players look like they're really going in so far, so we might be a little wrong. On paper, both these characters are like that, but when they go up against each other, it might not end up playing out like that, with a great PK fire to forward smash from Mr. Purple, taking a very nice early stock, only 35% to his name.
And yeah, this is going to be the struggle for Snake is how do you weave around Ness's projectiles with your own? Because Snake is a very trapping. Oh my goodness, that could have been the stock.
Yeah.
That was very dangerous for 920, but this is going to be the struggle, right? How does he find a way in on this kid who keeps throwing, projectile after projectile on you?
I feel like Snake is a zoner who typically loses the matchup to other zoners just because he doesn't have that same impact on his abilities, right? He has the grenade, which is like an okay tool, but other than that, he has like the C4, which is great when your opponent wants to approach you and you need to cover space. But when your opponent's also throwing projectiles, the C4 doesn't do much, right? So like, Ness typically comes out on top of this matchup when both players are going for a zoning game plan.
And think of it this way too, how fast do the projectiles come out between the two characters?
Yeah.
Ness's are so much quicker.
Yeah, exactly. And we see coming into play, it's a 3-stock to 1 lead for 920, and it looks like he really just cannot find any good footing. A great up smash catches the drift from Mr. Purple, but still 89% on his last stock versus a fresh second stock from Mr. Purple.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out for him, to say the least. At 115, can he find a way back? This is dangerous. Ooh, he's able to escape a little bit of a miscue there on the forward smash by Mr. Purple.
Yeah, but 126% means basically anything will kill him. 0% still on Mr. Purple. And remember, if Quinnipiac's Mr. Purple takes this stock, which he does, that brings the point to 7-0 already. It is starting to look very dire for Ryder. They're not just losing, they're losing big.
Yeah, the JV2 by Mr. Purple, and it looked clean. I mean, there were just points in the match where you kind of felt like 902 was in a corner, and Snake in a corner does not have a lot of easy ways out.
No, he does not. Typically, when Snake is in the corner, he likes to try to make his opponents come to him. Whereas, like, when Snake's in the corner, he's usually fine because he's there throwing projectiles at the opponent, and then the opponent, like, still has to do something to turn the corner into off stage. But when it's against a Ness, you can also just throw projectiles back. You can even side magnet the grenade. It's very, very rough in this matchup.
And the other thing too was you saw that Mr. Purple did a much better job of converting those aerials. We talked about the conversions. Things like setting up that side B into forward smash. Things like setting up that side B into the up air, and knowing that at that percent, the PK fire is going to send him upwards, so the up air has to be the move instead of the forward smash. Mr. Purple just did a lot of things a little cleaner than 902.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like even matchup aside, Mr. Purple definitely played it a lot better than 902 did. It felt like 902 really didn't know what he was doing, and that might be apparent in the fact that he really might feel the same way as he does switch onto this Lucas up against the Nest. And I feel like in the Lucas versus Nest matchup, I prefer Lucas. The horizontality of Lucas's PK fire, I feel, helps a lot, as well as Lucas's better up-close boxing hitboxes make him feel better in the matchup to me.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think when in a game, like this, Lucas does a lot better when you're in your opponent's face against a character like himself, like Ness. I tend to agree. The issue is, I feel like Mr. Purple played the match so cleanly and did a lot of little things better that I feel like it just comes down to spacing, and I feel like Ness does a better job of spacing than Lucas.
Yeah, I agree. And out the gate, Mr. Purple took an early lead that 920 has spent this entire time trying to recover from. That's going to be a good recovery. It's going to even up the percent count, but not enough knockback to actually kill quite yet, as a really greedy up smash does get punished.
This could be the stock here. Oh, it is! Back throw. Good mix up there. Thought he might go through for the forward throw there because they were so close to the ledge. But good job knowing that the back air was going to get the stock.
Yeah, I definitely think the wrong DI came in for 920, but either way, he does die, and 126% on Mr. Purple means he could be dying very soon, but 920 needs to make it happen, or else this percent is really going to add up fast against him.
Yeah, and that was a little strange interaction. Ooh, good back throw. Oh, this is going to be difficult.
That's a great heal, but oh no! Ooh, that's not what you want to see if you are 920 or if you are anyone from Rider University, because this lead is looking like it's starting to get very out of control.
Yeah, if Mr. Purple holds on to this stock, it is massive.
Yeah, it is absolutely brutal right now, but that being said, he does get rid of, 920 does get rid of the one stock. It's still a full stock lead for Mr. Purple, but you really need to play for every point to matter right now if you are 920, and he is not able to find the openings he needs to even get close to taking the second stock right now.
Ooh, good parry. No, your forward smash is not any longer, buddy. I'm sorry.
Sorry about that one. You didn't find the bigger stick.
Yeah. 920 again, back in the corner, and the yo-yo.
That yo-yo from Ness is actually a really powerful tool in the matchup I hadn't thought about.
Yeah, I felt like where Lucas kind of thrives more on stage in this type of matchup, the offstage game I'd have to give to Ness, because I mean, Lucas has a lot of good and powerful aerials, but they're all closer to his body, I feel like, and you do have the ability, like you saw there, to grapple to ledge with your Zair, but I mean, just if you look at, you know, the way Mr. Purple played it, when Lucas was off stage, he really couldn't do much.
Yeah, it definitely looked rough. Mr. Purple put on a great showing. He earned 6 more points for his team. The difference in score is now 11-0 in Quinnipiac University's favor. Once again, 11 is greater than 8, which means no matter what the next Rider University player comes in and does, even if it's a double 3-stock, they will still be losing. This is when the lead is dire. Quinnipiac University is incredibly ahead of Rider University right now, and it is not where they want to be.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of expected this from Quinnipiac, right? They are trying to show that they are one of the top teams in this league, and this is the kind of performance that we expect to see from them week in and week out. So, Rider, it's not impossible. You've got a mountain to climb now.
It's going to be very, very uphill, and we'll have to see if the next representative is able to pull it off after a quick break while we wait for everyone to get in and get sorted. Okay, hello and welcome back, everybody. We are bringing you Game 3 of Rider University versus Quinnipiac University. We have Yoshi Man going up against Soul Cake, and just for a little reminder of the stakes here, it is currently 0-11 in Quinnipiac University's favor, meaning the pressure is on Yoshi Man. If Yoshi Man does not win this set, his team will almost be guaranteed to lose. Yoshiman needs to win here against Soul Cake, and given what we've seen so far, this Quinnipiac University lineup looks very scary, so it looks like quite the challenge for Yoshiman ahead of him.
Yeah, and Soul Cake, one of the more consistent players on this Quinnipiac roster. We see him week in and week out try and put work in on this Sonic. He's had some off weeks here and there, but really, I mean, Sonic is, again, one of those characters that we've talked about as he's fairly consistent in this type of tournament.
Yeah, he is for sure. It's so much harder to react to his sheer speed when there's that little bit of delay on your inputs. And so far, it looks like it might be costing Yoshiman a little bit, but he is keeping it very competitive. Only 30% behind now. 40 is still completely manageable. This is a pretty decent matchup for the Yoshi. There's no big disjoint on Sonic. That's the main thing that gives Yoshi a lot of problems. If the opponent has to box him one-on-one, Yoshi can really abuse that double jump armor he gets. But that being said, Soul Cake outplaying, getting the reads on Yoshi Man's movement means that he will be able to find the S-Smash, find the early kill, but a great down B will break Soul Cake's shield and even things back up immediately.
So I was gonna say that Yoshi Man has a tendency, it seems, to throw out a lot of down Bs to get out of disadvantage, or just even in neutral you see there. And the one real big strength of that move is that not only can it snap to ledge, but it can break shield if the shield is super low. You see it coming into fruition there.
I don't even need to be a low shield. It's like 3/4 of a shield when it'll break it. It's really good at breaking shield. It is an incredibly punishable move. It's relatively slow and hard to hit, so it's typically a bad habit to use it as much as he does, but when it does pay off and you're not getting punished for it, it will work out. And in this environment, it is a little bit harder to react to and a little bit harder to punish, so it works out for Yoshi Man a decent amount of the time.
And here's going to be the other part there. You saw Soul Cake kind of got trapped on these upper platforms, and Yoshi Man able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, really great up smash, clips Soul Cake as he's trying to move around on the platforms, gives Yoshi Man the lead here, and Soul Cake going to try and make it up, but he's got a little bit more percent to go before he can really make it happen.
Ooh, great catch on the back air too. Thought Yoshi was safe, but that back air is so strong.
Yeah, really, really powerful move. One of Sonic's best kill moves. And now a really good combo here gets 36%, evens things up a little bit, only 30 separating the two players. That's just one combo from the Sonic, so it's completely doable for Soul Cake, but it is still a comeback. It is still an uphill battle for him to have to fight right now.
Yeah, and you're seeing Soul Cake really trying to make these spin dashes work, but it's just so difficult. And oh, that down B, that's gonna start killing soon.
Yeah, very soon. Like that.
Oh,
right there.
No!
The down B out of disadvantage, knowing the Sonic up Bs to try and chase for it. He's very, very good in that scenario. It secures Yoshi Man the victory. It brings one stock for Ritter. It puts them on the board, and it keeps them in the game as we prepare to go into game 2 between Yoshi Man and Soul Cake. Now, I was saying these down Bs are a bad habit. Yoshi Man shouldn't be doing them, but right now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. I think overall, as a player, Yoshi Man needs to evolve beyond the need for down B, but in this matchup against Soul Cake, who is consistently falling for it, I mean, it's working out.
Well, here's the other part of that, too. I think that a lot of the reason he can afford to use so much down B is because Soul Cake is really trying to overextend. Like you see,
I
he's
agree, yeah.
really trying to make those spin dashes work. And the easiest way to get out of it is to just press that down B button because it shifts your positioning. It's got a little bit of armor to it. It can break shield. It's not a bad tool in this matchup.
Yeah, it's not a bad tool in this matchup if the Sonic player isn't playing clean. If the Sonic player is playing clean, it's very punishable. But you said it. We're seeing a lot of overextensions, overcommittals from Soul Cake, so he's getting punished very hard for it. And the next stage is going to be Town and City, which is much taller. The down Bs will not be killing as early for Yoshiman, but it's going to be a switch off of Yoshi from Yoshi Man, going on to the Banjo and Kazooie against Soul Cake's Sonic. And actually, I like that a lot. I think Wonder Wing is such a good tool against Sonic. It just absolutely stuffs out Spin Dash. And even though you only get 5, if you use them properly, it can really make Sonic feel incredibly awkward trying to approach you.
Yeah, and I think Banjo also has pretty good out-of-shield options against Sonic too. So if he continues to try and spin dash into this shield, especially at like high percents, a grab to down throw into really anything, right?
Yeah. These are not the greatest Wonder Wing uses I wanted to see, but you have 5, right? They're a resource. If you die and you have Wonder Wings left, you're wasting a resource, right? What an insane up smash read, by the way.
Yeah.
Soul Cake just air dodged straight into it.
Yeah, here's going to be the issue. Okay, Banjo's going to find a way back down. He doesn't have the easiest way back down, but Sonic should have a way to punish it.
He really should, but Soul Cake is not able to make it happen despite how good that forward air and that up air are at catching landings, and it's going to be a back throw. Getting stage control, and now only one Wonder Wing left for Yoshi Man. He's going to have to make it count. At 129%, he's going to be dying pretty soon, but ideally, he wants to use it to get a kill. That's it. That's the last one. He dies immediately after. So, resources spent and regained properly, but only 81% on Soul Cake Sonic means Yoshi Man is pretty behind here, as he's going to take a lot of damage as this extra percent starts racking back up.
They're both getting very eager. I mean, you saw right there when it was the shield dance, right? Shield down smash, shield down smash. And so they're both kind of hungry for this kill, and it's really costing Yoshi Man.
It is absolutely costing him. We see him blowing Wonder Wings in times when he really might not have to as well. You really want to have them up used for pressure to stuff out that spin dash, but he's not. He just used it to get back to stage there when he might not, when he could have probably just used an up B instead and been fine. And now 91% on his second stock, still yet to take Soul Cake's first, and he's going to get punished hard. A very punchable Wonder Wing there. The F smash beats it out. An F smash of his own ties things up, but now it is 2 stocks to 1, 0% to 0, and Soul Cake is very friendly.
Yeah, and Soul Cake is really starting to read these recoveries from Yoshi Man as well. I mean, you saw in that last stock, he cleaned it up with the Wonder Wing, and Yoshi Man had a chance to take the stock even earlier, but instead of going for a confirm like up tilt or up smash, he went for forward smash instead. I mean, look at all the percent that Soul Cake has racked up for it.
Soul Cake has so much percent put onto Yoshi Man. 96 already, going into the hundreds now. And only 34% on Soul Cake as well. It's looking very dire for Yoshi Man. He needs to at least take this stock, but I really don't even know if he's going to be able to pull that off.
Yeah, the way it's looking, Soul Cake is getting so many grabs. I think around 160 up throw will kill. Maybe 170.
It's somewhere in there, yeah.
But it's just so difficult for Yoshi Man right now. I feel like Soul Cake has kind of upped the pace of his game, and it's really throwing off Yoshi Man. He's throwing out a lot laggier options, a lot more committal options, and it's not really able to come to fruition because Soul Cake is maneuvering so much.
It's going to be a Wonder Wing back on the stage. No, just an air dodge. Okay. Still 147. Look at how far and fearful Yoshiman has to play just to still end up getting hit. That's another 2 stock, 2 points going the way of Quinnipiac University as we take it to a game 3 situation between Yoshiman and Soul Cake. And I'm thinking we're going to see a switch back onto the Yoshi. I think this Banjo experiment was definitely a failure.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason that is because he didn't utilize a lot of Banjo's
Yeah,
ranged utility. I mean, think of how many times you saw grenade that match. I
yeah,
mean,
exactly.
next to none, right? And that's one of his big tools of spacing out and maneuvering around a mobile character like Sonic. You'd think that you'd see more of it.
Yeah, but it's so hard when you're like this. Uh, you need to really read Sonic's movement and call it out to make that Wonder Wing work. And it just looked like Yoshiman didn't have enough of a grasp over the matchup to make that happen, to get those reads. So it didn't work out. He needs to go back to the character that he's played so much, that he's so comfortable on, so he can just sort of do what his heart tells him to do and find success on it.
Yeah, uh, I tend to agree here. I mean, the Yoshi looked a whole lot cleaner, despite a couple of overextensions by Sonic. I do think though, credit where credit's due, Soul Cake's adaptation that match was on point. I mean, he was all over the place, and as a sign of it, just think of how many grabs Soul Cake got in that last stop. There were at least
Yeah.
five, and that alone is worth probably at what 50-60%.
Some quick bans. We're going to Battlefield, which tells me it's probably going to be the Yoshi pick. Yoshi is a character who does like Battlefield quite a bit. He likes to be able to get up air, up air, up air, up air, up air. But Soul Cake counter swapping back onto Bowser for the matchup probably feels better than Sonic against the Yoshi.
It makes a little bit more sense too because of survivability. Think back to how many times Yoshi Man was able to land a down B and break Sonic's shield or get the stock. This way Bowser's gonna live a lot longer against a heavier character.
Bowser is bigger and more comboable than the Sonic is, but he does have those tools to fight back against Yoshi more directly. He also has bigger hitboxes to catch the Yoshi's very evasive aerial movement, as well as more power to get through that armor that Yoshi has off of that double jump.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a comfort pick stage-wise for Yoshi Man. Great job there, landing or catching the landing with a forward smash to take the first stock.
Yeah, but out the gate, Soul Cake not looking too comfortable on this Bowser, getting an early stock taken away from him as he's going for some really, really weird moves here. A lot of down airs, some down beats mixed in, nothing really bread and butter from this Bowser pick as he's really struggling to get down under these platforms.
It almost feels like the situations should be reversed, right? It feels like Bowser should be in center stage and punishing these options, or landing options, but instead it's Yoshi controlling center stage and punishing the Bowser coming to him.
Yeah, the Bowser Bomb does even up the stock count, but the percent count is still very drastically in Yoshi Man's favor. Great Fire Breath stuffs the approach and a very, very close down beat to killing, but Soul Cake just not able to get off of these platforms at all. He looks so lost whenever he's in disadvantage.
And it feels like, all right, down B taking that second stock, and yeah, Yoshi Man definitely feels a lot cleaner in this matchup. Soul Cake, you're absolutely right. He looks a little lost because it feels like he's trying to throw out more options and cover a lot more space, but that's not what Bowser's good at.
He's pressing a lot of buttons when he really doesn't have to be, and it's really punching him. Already at 93%.
This is the big stock for both competitors. Even if, not only can Quinnipiac really seal out this set, but if Ryder gets it, it gets a huge advantage. There it is. Yoshi Man's forward smash takes the set.
Yeah. Great little wait from Yoshi Man, completes it with a 2 stock of his own, going to earn 4 more points, or going to earn 5 points for his team, but he's going to give over 2 to the side of Quinnipiac, meaning he nets 3 for his team compared to where they were before. And now 5 to 13 isn't as bad as it was, but it is still pretty bad. Best case scenario for Rider University would be that they would be tied going into set 5, which means Quinnipiac can feel very comfortable with their lead that they have still so far.
Yeah, that game 2 switch to Banjo really feels a little
Really
haunting
awesome.
for Ryder. But on the other hand, here, 2 sets down 8 points. That seems a whole lot closer than it was a moment ago.
It does. It's definitely way more doable, but you still feel bad being that far behind.
Yeah, that 4th set. I mean, getting down to the wire here. Ryder, you started the climb. Now it's time to push the pace.
With all that being said, though, it is up to the next player for Ryder, who is coming up shortly to go against the Quinnipiac player to make it happen, to figure out where the points are going to fall, and we'll be back in just a few moments to bring you that match. Okay, quick little break, everybody. We are back. We have Rider University's TLA going up against Derpa Lerpa, another great name. Not as good as Propane Fan 69, but a great name, Derpa Lerpa, from Quinnipiac University, matching up against each other. We are going to be getting right into it for you guys, the viewers. As we hop into Final Destination, we have a Lucina versus Roy matchup. This is a very interesting, very spicy one. Derpa Lerpa, of course, on this Roy, and TLA on the Lucina, as Derpa Lerpa finds an early string but cannot convert out of it, and instead gives some solid hits over to TLA.
Yeah, we don't often get to see Sortie versus Sortie on stream, but when it does happen, it's always very intriguing because it feels like they have a lot of similar tools.
They do have very similar tools. However, Roy is much more rushdown focused and aggressive, whereas Lucina focuses a lot more on careful spacing. Ooh, I actually wanted to see a drop from ledge counter from Derpa Lerpa there. I think that would have been insane. But
I was thinking the same thing.
Counter is a very, very powerful tool in this matchup for both characters. They both have very linear recoveries that have active hitboxes on them, which means if you stand in front of the ledge and counter, you're almost guaranteed to hit your opponent on their recovery, which makes gimping very, very easy in matchups like this. and we'll have to see if the players elect to go for those options.
The challenge of landing those counters, though, is that there's so much lag after you land it. You might get the kill, but if you don't have your jump afterwards, you're probably dead for it.
Yeah, and if you miss timing, you're also going to get stage spiked and die. It is high risk, but very high reward if you have the proper execution. And while we're talking about that, Derpa not only secured the first stock, but has also amassed a 60% lead already into the second stock. Just that up smash almost kills as well.
Yeah, Roy's kill power is so pertinent in this matchup. He's got so many quick kill options. And Lucina, a very consistent character, but you know, the speed of Roy and the power behind it is just so much to deal with.
Yeah, finally Roy goes down, but the damage has already been done. 100% racked up onto TLA's second stock, even more. As we go back into a ledge trap scenario, Derpa goes off stage really deep for it, but one of Roy's strongest tools is his ledge trapping power. Reads a roll off of ledge, but doesn't connect.
And Derpa going for a lot of dancing with the... He's dead for that air dodge. Oh, no.
Ooh, yeah, really risky air dodge does not pay off. He goes too low. And now Derpa, despite being ahead for so long, finds himself at a disadvantage. And, like, I don't get what the point of charging this neutral B is when you can just go out there and counter at the ledge to get a, like, almost guaranteed response. Even just standing by the ledge and going for a ledge trap with something like a forward air or a F tilt to forward air at the ledge is just so much more consistent. You don't see it from Derpa, but everything aside, it is back to a dead even game, and Derpa gets a nice string right out of the gate.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. The neutral B seems very committal, and it doesn't seem to really be doing much. On the other hand, it did bait out the movement option that he read with an up B, so it has its ups and downs. It just feels a lot more committal. I do want to point out, though, the usage, both of these guys, actually, I should say, Derpa uses a lot more sword dance than Lucina. And there's the counter we talked about. Not going to close it out yet, but this is so difficult.
Derpa just keeps going for really weird options when his character is so ledge trap focused. Roy is so good at just sitting on the... Oh, yeah, there's what we're talking about. If you don't do the counter properly, it can be very risky and put you in a bad spot. Luckily, there was no punish onto TLA, but Derpa now ahead with control, needs to make it back to stage here, and TLA just goes too low trying to make the gimp happen, trading SD for SD in that game, and it's going to be Derpa coming out on top with a one-stock victory.
Yeah, and every point Quinnipiac gets here is massive, so
absolutely.
That's a tough one for TLA, especially after you are able to take that second stock via an SD. It just felt like a very awkward match, but for both of these guys because of the options that they went for.
Yeah, neither of them went for the typical options that their character likes to go for. It was very offbeat, not the typical bread and butter that we see from both these characters, but it's interesting. I think that we could definitely stand to see some more patient spacing from TLA and some more patient ledge trapping with reaction options from Derpa, but it is harder on Wi-Fi to do both of those things, so maybe it's a little bit of a lag adaptation for the players.
Yeah, and it felt like, too, there were points where they kind of threw out the same options as if I mean, the characters are very similar, but you saw, like, right at the end there, that shield dance, essentially, of shield down smash just to try and cover, your opponent's options, because you're not really sure what they're going to do, but they have the same tools as you. It was very back and forth.
Yeah, for sure, but... that being said, we are getting into it. The next stage will be Pokemon Stadium 2. No character switches, same matchup for both players, and we'll have to see who's able to make the proper adaptations to come out on top this time.
Both characters looking to clean up their playstyle with 2 SDs. One thing that I would like to see from TLA, that was a good string. One thing I would like to see from TLA is a little more use of Nair, because I believe you can combo Nair, especially falling Nair, into things like the sword dance and others. Oh, the neutral B read!
How can you get up into that? That was charged for so long, and that's going to be an amazing early lead for TLA. That's going to feel so good for him.
That's the other tool that we never saw TLA use in match 1, was that neutral B is literally called shield break, if I remember right, and it covers so much distance that for Roy, a character who really has to get in for his hits to be strong, it's going to be super pertinent.
It is very, very strong, but it has a lot of charge time. It's very punishable. It's not something you can just throw out. You really need to be used sparingly to get max effect, and this is going to be a counter punish. Not even as strong as a punish as I was expecting, but Derp falling very far behind, already losing his second stock. 3 stocks to 1 is going to be the lead for TLA, as TLA plays much cleaner here.
We talked about how on Roy you have to be, the closer you are to the hilt, the stronger the move is. Lucina works the same way compared to Marth, her male counterpart, but
the opposite,
yeah. But
same all the way through.
Yeah, either way here, TLA has just done a lot cleaner job of, he's cleaned up his play. Derp was still going for a lot of awkward
great drop
options.
zone.
Ooh, good job going off.
He's been going for that drop zone fair so many times. It's the first time we've seen it actually work out for him now, but still, it's such an uphill battle for him. But this string's looking very good so far. He doesn't find any more conversions for it, though.
This is a big... I was going to say this is a big stock for TLA and for Derp. If Derp can take this, it's huge.
The back throw not powerful, just going to reset to a lead trap situation. TLA not going to catch it. And Derp 119 very much endangered, but with his team having such a good stock lead, even if he loses this game, it's still important to just make every stock matter. Get as many points off of the enemy team as possible.
That up B gonna allow TLA to get back. Good job clipping the ledge. Both of them falling prey to it.
Yeah. Both of them not quite able to make it back in the drop zone. Fair will secure the game for TLA. We're going to go to a game 3. That's another 2 points going in favor of Rider University. The total now 7-14, and a lot is on the line for Derp. If Derp is able to win this next game at all, even a 1 stock, he will secure victory for Quinnipiac. But if Rider University's TLA is able to win it, he will keep his team in the running. It will go down to another tense set 5 match.
And it felt like Derp was starting to get the momentum back on his last stock. It felt like even though he still had some awkward options here and there, it really felt like he made that last stock matter. And that's where it really came to fruition. TLA, holding on to 2 stocks is massive for Ryder in terms of their ability to stay in this match. But you could start to feel the momentum kind of shift.
Absolutely. I could definitely feel that at the end. I think Derp was definitely finding his footing. We're going back into it. That was so fast. Is this just a salty run back to PS2?
It would not surprise me.
No, it's actually going to be going back to Final Destination, interestingly enough.
Well, I was going to say a replay of Game 1. TLA looking to change the viewing of it, though.
Yeah, he wants to make it look a little bit better, maybe not SD right at the end, but a stage spike for TLA will do exactly that, as it's now 30% to 0 on a second stock, a huge lead out the gate for TLA, as he finds another great string, almost giving Derp a second time.
That down air, if he had gotten the spike hitbox instead, it was over, but he did not get the, I believe he actually got the tip of it on the outside, so it didn't spike, it actually sent him outward.
Unfortunate for TLA, but still, with this oh my god, he gets the spike hitbox that time, and now it's 67% with 3 stocks on TLA against 0% last stock Derp. His team's lead is vanishing before his eyes as TLA farms points off of him. He needs to take something. He needs to earn something back for his team, and this is a good start.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how Derpalurpa on that last stock, last game, you know, could feel the momentum kind of start to swing his way. Can he make something of this last stock here? Oh, no.
Not like that. That's a clean 3-stock victory for Rider University's TLA. That will bring the point difference all the way back up to 12-14. And once again, it is going to be the last set of the match that determines everything. Rider University has completed the run back, and it is now all in the hands of these last 2 players between the colleges.
I'm still in shock that neutral B broke.
Oh
like that's what the move literally does, but
yeah.
It's like you said, it's so telegraphed. How do you roll into it?
I don't know, but he did. And it's all on the line for these 2 teams. We're going to bring you game 5, set 5 in this match. Only 2 points separate them in just a few minutes. Hello and welcome everybody to what will be the final set of the night between the Sonic Ray representing Rider University and Baco representing Quinnipiac. 2 points separate the teams. It all comes down to this last set. Winner take all. The Sonic Ray on Sonic going up against Baco on Shulk. Oh my god, the Sonic Ray is playing Joker. He's switching it up, switching the character for the matchup, I guess. It's going to be very interesting. Both these characters are incredibly fast, very dynamic, really interesting characters.
Yeah, and Bako, one of the most consistent players on Quinnipiac. So for the Sonic Ray, this is a massive matchup. He's going to have to play his heart out. He's going to earn the victory here for Ryder. But as you mentioned, one of the things about this matchup that I'm looking for, the Sonic Ray's use of Joker. I was going to say the Sonic Ray's use of Arsene, but apparently he didn't want to use Arsene.
He's playing a fair game. Okay? He's not allowed to use Arsene. Base Joker is good enough. He believes. Bako is actually a player who goes to my locals, so I've played against him a lot of times. I end up playing against him almost every time. We get seated against each other very frequently. He loves drop zone fair more than anything else in the world.
Yeah, and he's done a very good job so far of keeping the Sonic Ray in the corner, but back to the pressure.
Even despite the SD, that Buster Minato put in so much work. The smash clips the Sonic Ray as well. And it's looking very good for Bako out the gate. The Sonic Ray looks absolutely lost. He cannot keep up with the speed, the pace that Bako is setting here.
And all those nairs got strung together because Sonic...
Look at how much work this Buster is putting in. He's at 86!
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's in such trouble right now. 60% only on this stock, and he's something now. But shields are going to come out, making it even more difficult.
101, 102. It's looking so bad for the Sonic Ray. It might just be a 3-stock straight out the gate. Oh, it is 80%. It's a 3-stock Bako putting an incredible showing up on the board, and now the Sonic Ray is in dire straits. 17-12 means 5 points separate the teams, which means he would need a 2-stock and a 1-stock at minimum. He can't even double 1-stock anymore in order to beat Bako and take it. And that would only be for a tie even.
Right, and Bako, I mean, the way he played that first match, I know Sonic Ray had speed on that first stock, but
it doesn't matter. The other 2 stocks were dominant.
That's what I was about to say. He looks so commanding, and that's one of the things that I think Shulk players do really well, is not only management of their arts, but the extension that they get off them, really, right? Like, think of speed art, right? That whole second stock was, at least 60 or 70% just because of speed nair.
It was literally speed nair into Buster nair, and it put Joker at like 120 instantly.
And Bako's usage and management of the arts, of the Minato arts, is just on point, and it's been on point since the start of the season. That's why he's one of the most consistent players in the league right now, and it's just such an uphill battle for the Sonic Ray.
Shulk is one of those characters where, like, if you don't have experience playing against Shulk, you're gonna get absolutely run over. He does so many unfair things that you need experience again to know how to beat. And if it's your first time, it's not pretty. And now we see the Sonic Ray switching onto Cloud, another character that's not Sonic, that I've never seen him play before. I don't really know what's going on with him, but I don't expect it to be pretty playing against Bako here.
And going to Kalos, I don't mind the pick. Here's what I do mind, though. Shulk's sword is comes way more distant than Cloud's sword. Bako also showed that he's not afraid to go into the face of these swordy characters, or characters that love to, run.
And there's Drop Zone Cloud. Bako absolutely loves Drop Zone fair. He will go deep every time.
And the Sonic Ray is just, again, back in the corner. Oh, I thought he didn't have his jump there for a moment, and a backslash will come through too. Do a little extra percent. Now on the smash art, he wants this kill early. He wants this set done with. He wants to secure this win.
There's the Sonic Ray's second stock gone. Bako absolutely speed running victory right now. It's insane.
I mean, the Sonic Ray just needs any opening, and Bako's having none of it.
Just not at all. This Buster Minato can put on so much percent, not getting that much value out of it, but still 56-65 on this Shulk. He's stuck off stage. There's gonna be another drop zone there. It doesn't even matter. The Sonic Ray is too low. That's the quickest 3-stock I've seen in EGF in a long time. And it's gonna be Bako absolutely dominating the Sonic Ray and clutching it out, winning for Quinnipiac University.
Yeah, I mean, there's no better way to put it. That was such a commanding set. Bako everywhere he needed to be, drops on fair, and I think TSR wanted the spike there on that last up B. Knew he didn't or couldn't get limit in time. But either way, Bako was just, you know, if you want exemplary play of how to play Shulk, watch Bako. He played so cleanly.
Bako Shulk it's really insane. I never quite beat it. Every time I play Bako, it would always be last hit, last stock, and then he'd win. I was always so mad, but really great showing from him. Great showing from TLA as well. The really standout player for Rider University. Really kept it close, kept his team in it, and just great from Quinnipiac overall. Congratulations to their whole lineup, getting another win, putting on another great showing, and with that is going to be it for tonight. It has been a long ride, but we made it.
Yeah, and we had plenty of good matchups. I mean, especially those ones throughout the middle. All of them, yeah. All of them were down to the wire throughout the day. So it's been Gerbil. It's been an honor.
It's been great. Yeah, I agree. So for the last time of the night, if you guys enjoyed the broadcast, be sure to show your support. Please follow the stream, official EGF. And if you've liked us bringing this broadcast to you, please show your support to us as well. I'm on Twitter at toxic_gerbil.
And I am at SoySandJSport.
And if you like the production value, the replays that we've been bringing you, all the scene switching, the capture card, the stream itself, be sure to go check out House of 3000 on Twitter as well. He is the one producing all of this, bringing it to you, making it happen. It's been a great stream. I had a great time. I hope everyone else here had a great time as well. And I'm going to be signing off. It's been wonderful.